Hey guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Last time on What If deku was a ice dragon, where we left off in the What If. We solved the give me a second here, guys. Totally fucked. We saw in the last part of the consequences of the slumber dragons awaken from their slumber after being awoken by the humans, as they just rage pure carnage all around Earth. Sometime after the dragons awoken from their slumber, our main character, Ice Dragon Deku, awoken at some time during their crusade, the massacring of humans. Izuku rescued, not intentionally, Shoka, Momo, and Lady Nagant, as they followed him back to his lair, as he was he didn't like them at all. There's only one human that he's fond of, and that's Arie, that he rescued from a group of humans so long ago. Izuku might have not have the highest opinion on the human race, but he totally adores Arie. And Shoka has noticed that he's a lot more sweeter towards her than the rest of them. Of course, she's only met Izuku recently. She's never talked to a dragon before. As we were going to start off where we left off, where Izuku's keeping watch as he's laying down in his dragon form outside of the cabin. That's in the cave. As Izuku hears the cabin door open, as Shoto and Shoka walk out, walk outside the cabin. As Shoka asks Izuku if he's still up. I am up, human. What do you want? I just wish to know, how did you come across the young girl? I simply want to understand you, that is all. We are not your enemies. We could be allies. Allies with humans. You gotta be joking me. The only one of your kind I could stand is little Arie. Outside of that, I care less about you humans. As Shoto looks at Izuku in his dragon form, as he kneels down, I apologize for our first encounter. We got off on the wrong foot. Interesting. We simply just want to know how you came across her. As Shoka walks up to Izuku closely, as she put her hands gently on Izuku's dragon cheeks, basically, on the dragon his face in his dragon form. Please, I would like to hear your story. As she stares in Izuku in the eye. Try to communicate with the dragons before. It never ends well. You're the first dragon we came across that was able to speak Japanese. He's able to talk in general. I just wish to know your story. That is all, Izuku. Very well, human. I will regale of you of the tale. As we go back several years in the past, As Izuku has made his claim on Mount Fuji, that's where he was born, and he took that as his territory as he slowly gained in size, hunting down the lesser creatures when he finds them to increase his size. As he noticed a settlement of humans, a settlement of humans built a town near Mount Fuji, pretty close. As it didn't take long for the humans to notice there's a dragon that's somewhat protecting this area, not even bother bugging them. As slowly the humans start to see Izuku as a god, as they start sending him sacrifices to appease him. As they would send offerings, at first it was a meat, fruits and vegetables, what they could spare. Slowly they started placing animals as sacrifices until the day they did something that displeases Izuku very highly. It upset him. As Izuku would occasionally check up on the humans, occasionally, as he noticed they're dragging a woman, as they tie her up to a tree trunk. As immediately Izuku fly down, landing it onto the ground as there's a big wind shock wave. Once his claws touch the ground, as his wings are out, clear to in clear view. What is this, humans? This is a sacrifice, my lord. As Izuku walks over to the sacrifice, as he sniffs the lady that's tied up to the tree trunk, as he notices that she's with child. The pure audacity of these humans to sacrifice one of their own. That disgusts him on so many levels. He might not like the human race, but that's going too far. Izuku noticed the woman's in pure fear but fear of Izuku and a hint of betrayal by her own people. As Izuku looks down on these humans, as immediately he breathes in heavy, as he unleashes wrath, killing the humans on sight. As he flies up in the air, as he begins one mighty inhale of his breath, as he immediately froze the little settlement they have there, freezing everyone permanently. Dragon walks back as the woman hears footsteps. As the woman begs the dragon to spare her and her child. As immediately Izuku takes his claws, as she closes her eyes, she's expecting the worst. As she knows the ropes get cut. As she about to fall down as Izuku shifts into his human form and catches the woman. Picks her up as he begins to walk back to his domain. To his lair in Mount Fuji. Izuku noticed the woman is very weak. Very frail. Even more frail than the normal for their species. As he travels back to his lair carefully and gently, as he has the woman in his arms, as he sets her down in his cave, as he got a fire started. as he begins to nurse the human, because he knows if she doesn't get strength, the child's not going to survive. That deeply saddens Izuku that the human race has gone so far to resort to that human sacrifices. It disgusts him. The pure thought of sacrificing your own to appease dragons. He did not agree with it whatsoever. Izuku know this wasn't a proper area for her condition. So as he nursed her to a certain degree of strength, as he started to construct the cabin that's in the cave today, as he places her in there, as he continues to nurse her back to health, as the woman finally gained consciousness after a while, as she's freaking out, as she sees a young man. I see you're gathering your strength, human. Who are you? I am the ice dragon that those vile humans try to sacrifice you to. Are you gonna eat me? No, I have no intention of eating you, human. On the contrary, I'm here to help you. It saddened me to see the human race to resort to such methods. Did you agree to this, human? No, I was forced to. I see. As he lifts her head up, as he has a cup, as he feeds her water. Mighty Dragon, what about the rest of the village? They have been disciplined. They won't be bugging you again. You need a, you don't need to worry about them. You need to worry about you and your child. How did you know? I'm a dragon, human. I could sense that there's another life form growing inside you. You might hate me for killing your mate. That bastard deserved death. As she understood the tone that Izuku was going, that he killed everyone. Thank you, Mighty Dragon. Enough talking for now. Rest. You need to gather your strength. As Izuku continues to spend time with Arie's mother, Arie's mother, I don't remember her name at the moment, but nevertheless, as he nurses her back to health, as they begin talking back and forth, as he's quite enjoy her company, as he doesn't remember his brood mother at all, his mother or father. So it's just a new experience for him. He's observed humans before. He sees the cruelty in the species, but he also sees the potential of great compassion. Because of the state of the world, there's not much compassion left in the human race. He understands that it's a survival for their species, but he doesn't agree with the methods some of them use. As during the time that they spent together, as the woman was mesmerized by Izuku's blue eyes, as she eventually felt safe around Izuku. The day finally arrived where she gave birth to Arie. As Izuku helped deliver Arie into this world, as Arie's mother was very weak by the process of birth, as when she gathered her strength, she's able to feed Arie. As Izuku looks at this frail little human with a little horn on her head, as pure white hair, as Arie's mother looks at Izuku, please name her. Wouldn't that be your job? Please, I want you to do it. Very well. Arie. That will be her name. Arie. It's a very beautiful name. Will you protect her if something ever happens to me? You have my word. I will take care of her. Dragon doesn't break his word. Thank you. You might not like my species, but I could tell you have a kind heart. Even though you have a very cold demeanor. I'm happy that we've met. Me, I am happy we have met as well, human. You're the best of your kind. Caring, gentle. It's too bad there's not many humans like you around. There is. This world, it's cruel. I know. It is. As she looks up at Izuku, is there more dragons like you? Besides the ones that have been tearing the world apart? Unfortunately, no. The other dragons have lost their mind. They're nothing but mindless creatures. They lost the ability to conversate. They're rabid dogs that need to be put down. But I'm only one dragon. I can only do so much. As a year has passed, as Arie's about the age of 1 or 2, as Izuku asked her if he could hold her, as she's like, yeah, of course. As immediately Izuku holds young baby Arie as it's trying to reach to his face. As immediately when it locks eyes to Izuku, as she immediately, Izuku. As you have Arie's mother crying, as it's her daughter's first words. Very well. I shall be known as Izuku from now on. Thank you, thank you, little human. Will you be okay by yourself for a few days? I should be fine, Izuku. As Izuku has a smile. I should be fine. Do what you have to. Very well, I'll be back in a couple days. I need to get some food for you guys. Specifically you. You still need to gather your strength. You're still weak during the process of bringing your offspring into the world. As Izuku, with his new name, that he was still upon by the young Arie, as he goes off to hunt some resources, some meat. and some other stuff. He did not as he goes off and do his own thing. As after one full day, as he immediately senses something not right. As he senses the smell of iron, of blood. As immediately Izuku flies back to his lair. As he sees blood all over the cave, as he rushes in, as he rushes in, as he sees one of these dragons has the lady in his mouth, as the dragon's chomping down, eating Arie's mother, as Izuku immediately went into attack, tortured the dragon, and finally killed him by ripping off his head. As he catches her, or lifts her up, as he tries to heal her the best he can, it's too late. Please, take care of my daughter. She'll need you more than ever now. Just kind of wish I had more time with her. And you, Izuku. Please, take care of her. As immediately Izuku sees the life in her eyes fade as she dies. As Izuku blamed himself for leaving for so long, as he promised himself he will not allow anything to happen to this little Arie. If anyone tries to hurt her, he'll kill them, regardless of what species they come from. Human, dragon, animal, it doesn't matter. They're as good as dead. As Izuku immediately marked Arie as one of his own, as he mixed a bit of his blood with Arie's. By doing so, her quirk factor will be completely destroyed. As the dragon blood slowly but surely overrides the quirk gene itself. As Arie has officially now been brought into Izuku's clan. Now Arie has dragon blood in her. As Arie doesn't remember her mother too much, she only remembers glimpses of her. But she does somewhat remember of what happened that day. As when Arie got a little older, as you have Izuku, Arie is playing with his tail. Izuku, big brother? Yes, Arie, what is it? What happened to Mom? Did she leave me because she didn't want me? No, no, no. Far from it. Your mother cared deeply about you, little sister. She loved you with everything in her heart. Are you going to leave me too? Never, Arie. I will never meet you. You have my word on that. As a dragon, I vow that I will never leave you alone. Ever. Thank you, big brother. During his time with Arie, he has a very soft spot for the girl. Very overprotective. Kind of like a father. He totally adores the girl. As he makes sure nothing ever happens to her. As when Arie got older, as he showed her where he buried her mother. As every year they would go and pay respects. As Izuku made a grave for her. The tombstone is pure ice. As it's engraved. Loving mother, good friend. You know, the description of the tomb, it doesn't really matter, but anyways. That is my tale, human. As Shoka and Shoto look at Izuku, as Shoka noticed the sadness in Izuku's eyes. As she gets closer to Izuku, as she hugs Izuku's neck. As Izuku's quite surprised by the compassion that's emanated from this specifically human. Name was Shoka, was it? Yes, Izuku. You remind me of her. You have her kind spirit. As Lady Nagant was listening into the tale that this dragon was speaking, as there is a single tear coming off her cheek. You might not have dragon blood in you. Shoka and Shoto. And I might not like the one that travels with you. But I could sense our brief encounter you care about your own. That I could respect. When the storm dies down, I will personally deliver you to your home. With food, of course, for your people. Do not worry, I have no ill will towards your kind. While you're in my presence, the dragons will not attack you. You have Lady Nagat still listening. She's been on contact with Island the whole time. You hear that, sir? Indeed. I would like to speak with this dragon. Are you sure, Nezu? That I'm sure. I'm intrigued. As Izuku morphs back into his human state, as he told everyone to get inside, as he has to get ready for breakfast. As they all sit down, as he still doesn't like Lady Nagant, but that might change in the future. Who knows? As Arie finally she smells food cooking. As she immediately rubs her eyes as she walks to the kitchen. Is that food? Is that food, brother? That is his little one. As Izuku picks her up, sets her onto the chair. As you have Arie just waving her feet like a child back and forth on the big chair as she's excited for the food. Thank you for the shelter. Izuku looked at Lady Nagant. I've been in contact with the heads up back in home base. My leaders, so specifically Nezu, wishes to speak with you. Who is this Nezu? He's a chimera. Izuku tilts his head. Don't know what that is. he was created in a laboratory. Don't know the process. He still doesn't talk about that. His experience in the past. Interesting. Very well. I will meet this Nezu. Does that mean we get to go on a road trip? That indeed. That indeed. My little sister. As Arie's excited, as that's where we're going to leave it off. Hope you guys have a good night and day judging by time zones, and I'll catch you in the next video.